Hi, and welcome to Paper Root Scrapbooking. I'm Nadine, and today I'm sharing with you my plans for the month of March 2024. All right, friends, so I think that some of you may have watched a little bit last year, my March Madness series. And for those of you who don't know, March Madness is a reference to basketball. My family is big into basketball. My boys are. My sons as well as my husband. And so I, of course, don't watch basketball for fun. I mean, I do if I did when my kids would play, and of course I will if we go to a live game. I always find that very interesting, though I think I spend more time people watching than game watching. But for me, March Madness is all about challenges online. And recently I decided that I was going to meld these two challenges together. And I tried it last year. And it is Christy's Beautiful Life 30 Days of Sketches. And she does this every so many months. This is series 14. So if you go onto her Facebook page, which I'll link below, there are albums full of sketches in there. Super inspiring. She also has playlists on her YouTube channel that are collaborative. So lots of different people contribute to them. Just lots of inspiration there. My friend Alice owns a company called scraphappy.org. If you are one of those people who lives in a place where there aren't any other scrapbookers and you feel quite isolated in your scrapbooking, go check out Alice's group. Scrap Happy is an online community of scrapbookers, like-minded people. They get together several times a month online. And I think it's a really great solution to those who live places where there are no retreats and there are no crops, and that's just not an option for you. Because those ladies, they have a ton of fun over there. They have different challenges like this one. This one's free to anyone who wants to participate. So this one you don't have to pay into the membership for. And so I like to draw attention to my friend Alice and her company anytime I can. And I think that this free, I want to say collection, that's not what I mean. The free challenge of Calvinball is super fun and a great way to do that. So every March, she puts forward this opportunity for the scrapbooking community to participate. I apologize for my printer making its own decisions to talk over there. I don't know what's happening. She puts out this game. So it's in reference to the Calvin and Hobbes series. So Calvin and Hobbes are a cartoon. I can't remember who it's by, but you can learn all of that over on her channel. But in the cartoon, it's a little boy and his imaginary tiger. And they have this game called Calvinball where the rules change all the time. So the game is continuous and the rules keep changing. And that's exactly what this is. So this is a scrapbooking challenge where you get all of the rules laid out at the beginning of March, and then the rules continuously change. So the reason I think that they chose an avocado with a soccer ball in his belly, or in where his seed goes, is because this is the place where you are challenged to find the things in your scrapbook stash that you might not normally put on a page and put them on the page, because you get points for it. And there's no prizes or anything. It's just for fun. It's just for bragging rights. There are some ladies on there that just blow my mind at how high their points get. I did pretty well on the leaderboard while I was participating last year, but I fell apart about the 20th of March. And I think that some of that was because I was trying to make a video for every single day and edit the video, photograph the stuff, and it was just a little bit too much. And then I was staying up till 2 and 3 in the morning and going to work the next day. So it was kind of silliness. Which was March Madness. I mean, I knew what I was getting into when I did it, but I decided this year I think I can switch it up a little bit and maybe do it a little bit differently. So what I'm thinking is I've been doing some lives live streams for my local scrapbook store on Facebook. And I can usually get a layout done on there in about an hour to an hour and a half. So I'm hoping to be able to do that live on YouTube with you guys for March Madness. So in March Madness, I'm going to take the sketches that Christy has set out for us for the month of March. And I'm going to take the challenges, which haven't been released yet. These have been released. I checked before I came on here. I didn't want to show anything that Christy hadn't put out already. And not just to the YouTubers Facebook group, but to the public group. So I will share that link. And then these will come out, I think, March 1st. And I'm going to combine the two. So what this video is all about is like, how am I going to get ready for that? Because I can't just come home from work at 5:30 and jump online at 6 o'clock and make magic happen. I have to have some semblance of order, right? So here's my plan, and it may or may not work. You guys can watch me fumble. It's okay. I'm fine with it. Just like in basketball, sometimes we fumble and it's fine. And last year I didn't just fumble. I like literally fell off the turnip truck. So here I'm going to try doing a live stream every day that I'm home. So there are some exceptions. In the month of March, I'm not home. I think there's 3 days where I'm not home at all, and other days where I might just not be home long enough. Like, it's not March yet, but tomorrow, for example, I have to work from 7:30 in the morning till 8:30 in the evening. If it was a day like that, there isn't really a chance of me feeling like I'm gonna throw together a scrapbook layout and jump on here live and be excited about scrapbooking, right? So there's going to be some exceptions, and I have accepted that, and I have decided that that's okay. It doesn't have to be every single day. The idea is to enjoy the series and try to get as much done as I can. And hopefully you guys will come along with me and enjoy this. It's probably not for everybody, and if it's not your cup of tea, just don't show up. Just don't come. And the lives will be recorded and saved and left on my YouTube channel so that if you wanted to watch them later, you can. But the idea by doing it live, instead of making a video, is that I don't have to edit the video. I don't have to photograph anything. Everything's just going to happen live. And then when I do photograph it, it will go up on my Instagram page. Okay. Also, my Tuesday lives are not going to be on YouTube. They're going to be on Facebook, but I'll put them on not just my store page, but all like my store. It's not my store. The local scrapbook store that I do this for. I'll put it on her page as well as my Paper Route Scrapbooking Facebook page. Okay. So that anybody can watch it. So that's how I'm going to do it. I hope that will be fun. So in order to get ready, this is kind of, I started a few before I turned on the camera because I wanted to like wrap my head around what I was doing. So for example, sketch number 1 is by my friend Ginger. I love her. Ginger's Corner. Have you ever watched her? She's hilarious. I love her laugh. She makes me smile. It had 3 horizontal photos. So I found 3 horizontal photos in roughly that size. Mine are a little bit smaller. I was inspired by these arrows, so I grabbed an arrow stencil. I think I'm going to use that. And then because these are the Flintstone cars, I created the elements that I wanted to include in that layout, and then pulled out a dinosaur collection because I don't have a Flintstones collection, but we're talking about caveman, dinosaur. I felt like that kind of goes along. So all I did was I took my photos, I took the elements that I knew I wanted, I took the stencil that I was inspired by for that sketch, and I threw them into the bag with my dinosaur collection. Okay, so that's how I did that. Next up was this day 2 is a double page spread, and it is keeping with the theme of March Madness. This was it had a ton of photos on it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So there was 9 photos. So I went to my photo box and I grabbed pictures of my family at a Portland Trailblazers game, and I was able to find enough photos for that. And then I just went and grabbed a collection by Echo Park called Basketball, and that's what I'm going to use. And then I threw in a couple pieces of white cardstock for my background, and I think we'll just go from there. Okay, so that's kind of how I'm getting ready. This was the third one I did. It was day 3, had this sketch. And here's what I'm running into as a bit of a problem. So for March Madness last year, I think I just printed as I went. So I printed my photos as I went along. This year I'm adding an extra challenge to myself, which is to tackle this. So before I started printing from home, this is what I used to do. I used to print my photos and then I would put them into envelopes according to what scrapbook album they go in. So this one, for example, would go in Toronto 2018 album. This one would go in our trip album to San Jose 2019. Do you see how they're labeled up there? But then when I started printing from home, these keep getting left on the back burner because they're all printed in 4x6. And so I find that more challenging and I just haven't done it yet. There's other reasons. This particular trip, we took one of the boys' girlfriends on and he's no longer with her. So that, I don't know, I just, you know, when you get something like that and you're like, I just don't want to deal with that. That's kind of why that's still sitting in there. During the pandemic, I did tackle some of this and I, you know, it used to be a lot fuller. So that's, you know, there we go. You know what I mean? Like I have gone through and done this before and I'm doing it again. And then there's also photos that like were printed and given to me that are in here. This is a trip I keep ignoring because I planned all the pages on my Cricut. And so then I have to go to the Cricut and cut them all out. Anyway, so that gets stuck at the back there all the time. Yeah, so this is where I'm pulling from for this. So sometimes I'm accepting that my photos are not going to be the size that they look in the sketch, okay? So adding that extra element means sometimes I have to reimagine the sketch. So first of all, these painted lines. I had this piece of it's textured cardstock, I guess, that I used when I tried some of my Distress Oxide inks, and I just ran the inks down the page and made like a little rainbow. So that reminded me of that. So I think I'm going to use that on there. And then I picked 2 4x6 photos that can't be cut down because of the way that they were taken. And they're going to just come off of here, you know? So that's what I was going to do. And then I was like, okay, well, those are the things that I decided. Those are the photos I'm going to use. I'm going to make it work with that sketch. And then I went and grabbed this, what is this called? Family Fun Pack, because this was at a game, what are those called? Like a game store. It was one of the first one. I think this was the first one we ever went to. It was in Toronto. This was 2018, called Snakes and Lattes, where you can go like play your own board games. I think they're pretty popular now, but back then they weren't everywhere. Yeah, so those were the first 3 that I've done already. I'm just going to set those aside. I'm also trying to figure out like, where am I going to set things and where, anyway. That's a problem for another moment. Right now I'm just wanting to put together a couple kits with you. So now you kind of see where I'm going with that. So next up is this sketch for day 4. So we did 1, 2, and 3. Now we're on day 4. Day 4 has some 4x6 photos, which will be great, and then a few smaller ones. Usually I can find a few to cut down. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 vertical photos. So let me see what I got. If I'm not mistaken, most of these 2016 ones were taken on a handheld camera, so they were mostly horizontal. So we're going to keep going. Toronto, maybe. I don't know. There's not much in here. Portland. Maybe Portland, Seattle, Vancouver. So I also have, no, these are also horizontal. Let's see what we got in Seattle. We've got some underground tour photos still. Starbucks. This is the one they say is the original. I don't know if that's true, but it's the one down by Pike Place. And that's me sleeping because that's what I wanted to do when we got to the hotel, but everybody else was swimming. Can I make that work? Let's see. I think so. So what do I want? I don't have a collection that's like coffee focused per se. And see, a lot of these are like almost finished envelopes, which I feel like if I do this, I can maybe throw some out. Coffee, Seattle, Starbucks, mermaid. All the mermaid stuff I have is very pink. Maybe I have something in home or friends and family that's coffee-ish. So this is my friends and family iris case. Let's see if there's any kind of coffee related things in here. I don't think so. I was thinking something more like kitchen. Nope. This one, no. No. Nope. I don't think so. Does this one have something like that? There we go. Okay, so I have my background sheets, my photos. And some papers I can use. And then what I'm going to do in terms of lettering is that all of my homemade kits have letters included in them, but I'm going to also have like a basket of alphas sitting next to me while I'm creating. Okay, throw that back in there. And then day 5 gets a little bit more complicated because that is my day where I go live for the store, which means I'm highlighting a certain product for the store. And that's the one that's going to be on my Facebook page, not on YouTube. So if you show up on a Tuesday and I'm not here, that's probably where I am. Okay, so this one says March 5th, and it is this. And I know that for March 5th, my item I was given from the store to work with is this funny die cut pack with these goofy fish in it. So we are going to make that work. Okay. So I need something, you know, fish related. Did I go to the aquarium in Vancouver this trip? Probably. Okay, so as it turns out, those photos were put away to go to a crop, and I didn't put them back when I got back from the crop. And so I was like, I can't believe there are no more aquarium photos because I had a ton. And yes, I still do have a ton, and they still need to be scrapbooked. So here we are. Oh gosh, I'm telling you. It didn't make sense to me, but was not catching on to where that might be. So anyways, here is the collection that I pulled out to work with what I need to use for my store that day. And then I think I'm just gonna pick a couple of photos from Vancouver Aquarium. Maybe this one. Looks like they need to be vertical, so maybe this one of my kiddo. Or there's another cute one of him. Where is that? I could do two of him. There he is. It's not vertical though. I don't know. I'll leave those both in there so I can decide later. Okay, so this goes back into the Vancouver. Does that say Vancouver? No, it does not. Envelope. I also found the ones that I was looking for in Toronto. Anyway, and Marineland. Okay, so that's gonna go in there with the sketch. Where did I put it? I am gonna need a background piece and a white maybe, so I'm gonna grab a navy cardstock for that. Throw those in there. And that's the sketch. Okay, so that is day 5 done. And one more with you guys. Let's see, day 6. This one, Warner Brothers. The restaurant we ate at. I think these will go on a different one. Okay, so I think I could use those ones. And these ones go for Warner Brothers Studios. So Looney Tunes is the kind of, I don't have anything that's Looney Tunes related. What else could I use? Like movies? Movies, something movie related. So let's see what we got here. Oh, sorry, I'm gonna bump the microphone. Try not to. So this one's more games, and I'm looking for movies. This one's more like cards, circus, the zoo, which was almost empty. So here's my next zoo bundle. This is more cards, Vegas, chess, that sort of thing. I don't see anything movies in there. M&M puppies. Coca-Cola. Music's not really what I'm going for. Monsters and Spacemen. Chuck E. Cheese. Cowboys. No. Those are definitely... Oh, you know why? Because I think I have it already out for something else. Remember, it was like a game, part of the games one. It's okay. I'll show you what I'm going to do for that. So I went to the game store. I think this one has also movie stuff in it. Am I wrong? Yeah, that's not what I was thinking. I was thinking like it had like movie theater stuff in it. Maybe I'm crazy. Oh no, there's theater stuff in here. Okay. So maybe something like that. Stuff like this would go with that. There was memorabilia to go with that too. The tickets that we got to get in there. And then I also wanted maybe something like that. Let's see, is there any papers that are kind of like that? Movie-esque. There's popcorn. Okay, so we'll just go with this for a minute. And maybe I'm gonna go with more of the like red carpet vibe. That might be useful. I'll throw that in there. Can always use a ticket. Grief. Okay. There we go. So if I'm looking at the colors from this, I'm thinking probably those colors right now are hiding in my school graduation stuff. So there's something in here that I can just pull and make a red carpet style that's not specifically grad. Yes, I certainly can. Okay, I'm looking at something like this. Whoops. It's just kind of those colors, but not super grad themed, which I think this is. More like, there we go. That'll do it. Okay, so we got that, all this drama stuff. Warner Brothers studio tour. Here's my sketch. Throw in a couple of white cardstock. Okay, so we kind of made our own kit for that one, just because the stuff that we were going to use for it was all over the map, which is probably why these photos aren't scrapbooked. And that's okay. That's what we're going to tackle, right? Getting all the things together and then letting it move forward. So I guess that kind of gives you an idea of what I'm going to tackle and how I'm going to put kits together. I'm going to make kits for every day of the month of March, and I'll get done what I can get done. And every time that I can be, I will pop online around 6 o'clock. And if not, I will probably let you know the day before. So if you want to kind of watch faithfully, that's where the information will be. I can already tell you I'm out of town the 9th, the 10th, and the 23rd. So I will not be live those days. Yeah. So I hope you'll come and join me on this crazy madness adventure of tackling Christy's Beautiful Life, 30 Days of Sketches, and Calvinball at the same time. And I'm calling it March Madness. So come along with me and watch me be crazy and see what I come up with. The thing I love about Calvinball is the avocado is a stretch to the imagination, obviously. It's pretty hard to throw an avocado on just any scrapbook page, but it does get me pulling out things that I haven't thought about in a while. Last year it was film strips. So film strips was one of the things that they had on there. Another one was stencils. It's really easy to get a stencil on a page, but I hardly ever do it because I'm lazy. And film strips can go on pretty much anything because we're talking photography here. So yeah, anyway, I thought that was really eye-opening. So every time I do this challenge, I do learn some new things about my scrapbooking process. So yeah, hope you can join me. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. If you made it all the way to the end, it was a bit of a scramble. And I'll get back to you just as soon as I can. Have a great day, everybody. Bye for now.